Newsflash. Love is not enough to save your relationship. It's not. Prayer is not enough to save your relationship. Hell, love and prayer together is not enough to save your relationship. Too many people I hear talking about all you need is, God and prayer in the book and so forth, right? And yes, you can find a lot of answers to you working through your discernment in places like that. But nothing changes without your changing in the way you operate, your actions, the things that will save your relationship, that will build it the right way. The same way I had to learn the hard way through my failed relationships in the past, or I would like to call them my learning lessons, my growth lessons, experiences, if you will, is trust, intimacy, effective communication, connecting, right? Those are the things that are going to actually save your relationship. Because it's always easy when things are all fun and made in the shade and life feels great and amazing with this person that you're with. But whenever you hit those roadblocks, you go through those challenges, you go through that conflict and all of that, the only thing keeping you on track there is going to be how much you trust the other person, how much they trust you, how much you feel reassured that they're there for you, you're there for them, and you guys got each other. And you're confident in you guys' ability to weather any storm. How important that you both feel to each other and that you matter, how connected you are, how emotionally supported you feel in the situation. And you only get that stuff that only stays alive with the proper actions, the proper things that you have to do to breathe life into it. See, love and prayer and things like that, they're great energy sources, right? They will give you all the motivation, they'll give you all the desire to keep at it, but they're not going to get you the result. We want results, right? That's why I coach, and I'm not a therapist, I'm not a counselor, right? I'm about what's the goal? How do we go get it with our love, with our spiritual connection? How do we do that? That only happens through tangible actions, right? So please don't delude yourself thinking if I just love them enough and I just keep hanging in there and you could love someone to pieces, right? But if you love them to pieces to want to see it work, it's not going to get you to the end finish line unless you're willing to do the things that carries you guys there. So when it comes to the conflict that you have with you and your partner, all the headbutting and stuff, right? That takes more of that trust building because right now you don't really feel the other person understands you, or maybe they don't feel you understand them. So you don't trust that that other person is going to take care of and nurture to your needs because you're not seeing the tangible results, right? Listening to each other, right? Half the time we're trying to be heard, but no one's listening while that's happening. And what does that start to do? Break down the communication. You feel less connected. Whenever you're going through your worst moments emotionally, if you don't feel like you're getting a certain response from your partner, you feel like they're not tapped in with you and they're not there for you and you're on an island by yourself. All things that come back to tangible actions and what you are doing. So just as much as expressing yourself is important, right? Words have a lot of power, but so does silence. So we need to get better at communicating our truth to each other, right? What's going on inside here? What do I need and why? Giving substance as to why you need the things you need helps you so much with your partner because they get more of the human reason why behind just hearing what your opinion is or just something that you just want. Give them the substance that they can connect to as another person. But then listening just as powerful, right? Be able to be silent just as much as you can speak really well. Be silent to just listen to them so they can be heard and they can feel you truly are getting me. Then you always come up with what is the plan we need to do to get what we want? Collective goals, right? See, part of the issue is so many people want to get to this beautiful space with their partner or get back to it, but they don't have the goal in mind. They're also focused on what they don't want, the pain point, the issues we're dealing with. Oh, what I want is to not argue every day. Yeah, I get what you don't want, but what do you want to go get? Because the thing you want to get is something that you get inspired by that brings more optimism and brings more excitement for you and your partner to rally around together to go get it. But if you guys are both focusing on what you don't want, they probably don't want to be nagged by you or whatever. Or you probably don't want them to keep treating you like you're just expendable, right? That's what you guys don't want. And when you start focusing on that too much, now you start pointing fingers at each other. See, you're the problem for this, or you're the problem for that, or we're both the problem for whatever. Okay, cool. These are things we don't want. But what do we want to get together? The thing that gives you excitement. Then you say, all right, what do we need to do to get around or get away from or resolve the things that are what we don't want that are in the way of blocking us from getting to what we do want? right? And we start thinking about it that way. You take off the accusatory hat, you put on more the inquisitive hat. So you're not trying to point a finger. You're trying to say, hey, these are just the obstacles for us. How do we give them solutions? No finger pointing, just how do we give them solutions to get to what we want? You start taking that approach more, you'll start being way more connected. You start trusting each other a lot more. You'll believe in each other a lot more, and you'll feel significant to each other. You'll matter, and you'll feel more of that love that you're using now to try to hold on. As always, if you want help doing that, you and your partner struggling with that, reach out for coaching. We're going to get the work. But at the end of the day, don't sit and do nothing and just rely on sources that are there naturally. You have to put them to work tangibly. Let's get it.